Hello again, Adam here for the final match in the league with Painful Truth Storm. Just to reiterate again for those that don't know, it is basically a regular Finkel Storm list. The sideboard's exactly the same, but I'm down one Shivan Reef for Steam Vents, one Shivan Reef for a Watery Grave, and then the three Ravings have been swapped out with Painful Truths. So I win the die roll again, which is nice. I normally don't. I choose to play first. That hand had too many lands. I didn't really want to keep it. It was keepable, but I didn't really feel like it in the dark. Game 1. That hand has no lands, so I'm going to mulligan that. This hand has a land and a selection spell, so I'm going to keep it. I'm going to take 2 here, and I'm going to slight, picking up the visions. I actually should have picked up the delta there, but I didn't know. I had no idea why. I think I just clicked the wrong one. I wasn't thinking quite straight there, because I needed the delta. I need another land. So we're playing against Lantern here. He has a Pyrite Spellbomb on top, so I know he's going to be able to have this to kill any Electromancers. I have a Painful Truce. I draw the Painful Truce. I have another Painful Truce on the top of my library. Basically, it's looking really bad, so I thought Scour myself because I don't want that. The Serum Vision, I mill a Painful Truce and the Serum Visions, which is good here because then I'm going to draw this land for this Ascension, and then I can Serum Visions. He has a Bell. He plays the Spell Bomb and an Opal, and the Ancient Stirrings. If I were him, I almost might have cracked Lantern to try to mill off this land, or instead of playing the Pyrite, if he had another Mana Rock, but I don't know if he, or not Mana Rock, Mill Rock, I would have grabbed that. Now I almost want to draw this land here, but instead I'm just going to fetch an island right now, and then I'm going to cast Ascension. I end up getting, I don't know why this thing doesn't stay a consistent size, I end up getting just a mountain on the top of my library, so I know I'm going to have another land at this point. He Stirrings, picks up a Copperline Gorge with it, plays a Bell, has a Bell on top of his library, plays another Opal. I think he decays. Yeah, he decays my Ascension, which that's a little strange. I didn't realize they ran main deck decays, but that's okay right now. So I have a Electromancer on top of my library. And I'm going to cast Serum Visions, hope he... I was hoping he would kind of knock that over. I'm going to put the Manamorphose and then the Probe underneath it, because I want him to get rid of the Probe. He didn't ring the bell at the end of turn, which means he must have wanted his card, which was another Bell. And now I'm going to probe him. He's going to ring the bell to try to put the Manamorphose down, which he does. He just has a Spellskite. I'm going to use the Slight. I'm going to take the Scour, and I'm going to Scour myself, and I end up hitting a Manamorphose there. I mill another Ascension, so I don't really care about that. He hits me with the Pyrite, which I'm not completely sure why he would do that. And then Inquisitions and takes a Painful Truths. Again, I'm not sure why he would take a Painful Truth since I can't cast it. He probably should have just taken Manamorphose. He did get the... or he runs 2 Bells, or Spell Bombs, which is really weird. I'm used to seeing the list only have 1. So here I cast Desperate Ritual to try to get him to hit this with the Pyrite, which he does. So then I'm going to crack this, grab a Steam Vents, shock myself, and cast Manamorphose in response. Make a black-blue with it, since I want to cast this Painful Truce when I'm done. Yeah, so I end up casting the Painful Truce for 3, drawing 3, and then I don't have anything else I can do this turn, but I have a pretty decent turn next turn. He mills over a Manamorphose and a Ritual. He just decides to give me a land. The thing with this deck, especially match 1, we just have inevitability since they're filling up our graveyard, and eventually we're going to hit a Past in Flames, and it's just going to be game over. Crap. So I thought scoured myself there, and then played the Steam Vents tapped. He thought seizes me, so I'm actually going to thought scour myself in response. I get this Ritual, which he's going to take. I'm going to cast this Slight. I'm going to take this Serum Visions. I'm going to cast the Serum Visions. And I'm going to put it Past in Flames on top. And then I'm going to probe. He's going to mill the Past in Flames as I expect. I'm going to draw the land that I put there because I need 7 lands total in order, or a Ritual, in order to get the Past in Flames and then flash it back and keep casting spells that way. Which I'm 1 off at this point. He thought seizes me here. I'm not completely sure why, because he knows my entire hand contents. So he basically saved me some storm. Now here I just end up flashing back Past in Flames, and I'm just going to flip through this because a lot of it's just me kind of playing relatively fast, making a whole bunch of mana, and just trying to get the storm count up using mostly Rituals. Since I do only have 15 cards left in my deck, I have to be careful not to draw too many, since he can just bell me out of the game. Well, if I draw 13 cards, I lose to Bell, but I don't think that I would do that. So, I have enough Rituals, I can play around it pretty easily. So I end up pointing them all at him. He uses Spellskite to change the target of one of them using his Opal, and then concedes the game because I can just flash back I can use Past in Flames at this point, and I have another Grape Shot on the top of my library, so he's pretty dead. So game 2, he is on the play. I boarded out 3 Painful Truce, 1 Watery Grave, 1 Grape Shot, and 1 Past in Flames for 3 Bloodroot Moon and 3 Empty. I mulliganed a lot, and I put the card on top because I get to draw it. He's going to Stirrings, which is better for us than if he had let off with, he reveals a Shredder, which is better for us than if he had, let off with any other spell, basically. He's going to play the Shredder. I'm just going to Thought Scour myself. I fetch an island here because I don't really need double red right now. And my plan is essentially to Blood Moon him at some point. So here I'm just going to get the mountain because I want to save life a little bit. Which this could be wrong because then he might want to, if he goes quarters my red, I'm out. So here I see an interesting hand because he's got 2 Inquisition, a Lantern, 2 Lantern, an Opal, and a Surgical. So he does have Surgicals to interact. He has Inquisition. He casts a Lantern here. He has a Decay. I have a Probe. So I get to activate my Ascension, and here he Inquisitions me once. And that's the confusing part, because he Inquisitions me taking Serum Visions, which doesn't actually do anything. Then he shreds away my Probe, and I actually have another Probe, so then he shuffles my library and casts another Lantern. I'm not completely sure why he did this, since I just play this land and play Blood Moon. And if you guys have been paying attention, decks just kind of lose to this card. Because here I just play a Ritual and then an Empty. And I just need 4 Goblins. And he plays a Shredder. Passes the turn. I just play a land, hit him for 4. So I'm on a 5-turn clock, so he has plenty of time to actually respond to this. He casts Stirring, and he just kind of concedes the game. So that must have been the best stirrings that I've ever seen. He must. The one thing that I would notice about this deck is he doesn't actually have a way to deal with Blood Moon unless he has Green Enchantment Hate, which I don't think they run outside of Abrupt Decay. And in order to Abrupt Decay, he needs to Opal, tap the Opal for one color, and then play another Opal. So what I'm assuming is he just can't do anything with the Blood Moon, and he's just going to die to these goblins because he doesn't have anything else in his deck. That, or he just felt like a bad person for playing Lantern. Could be either. But yeah, so that makes us 5-0 in the league, and we are pretty good to go at this point. So I'm probably going to be making some more. I have a Read the Bones list I'm testing. I have a main deck Blood Moon, Empty the Warrens list that I'm kind of hashing out. And there's always Finkel's list, so I'll probably be playing in a few more leagues. Hopefully I'll have a chance to actually stream some of them live so people can just watch and hear my thought process. Worst case, I might just record them live as well. But yeah, I will pull up the deck list so that anyone that's watching can just grab it. This one. It's normal. We just have 3 Painful Truths and a Watery Grave, and then the sideboard's completely the same. I was playing around with this one that has Vampiric Link, but the more I play with Vampiric Link, the more I don't think it's actually worth it. So, yeah. If there's any questions, feel free to post a comment. Concerns, you can post a comment. Telling me why it's dumb, you can also post a comment, because I don't think this is the best thing to do. It's just something I was testing. But yeah, you guys have fun. Enjoy.